not technically inclined.
All right, party people in the place to be, vandals and all you space bounty hunters out there. This is a brand new episode of How Did We Get Here? This is a Pulp Power Hour episode, and it's one we've been excited for ever since we booked it, man. We're going to get into that in a minute, but Joe, it's your half of the promo, bro.
Yeah, so this episode of How Did We Get Here is brought to you in collaboration with Pulp Comics. Go to powerpulpcomics.com to check out the best of self-published comics under one roof. That's right, my friends. Got tons. I mean, I think there's maybe close to 100 titles or just over 100 titles on the site now. So, man, you have a lot of books to pick from. And if you're a shop, don't worry, they got you covered with wholesale. So if you're a shop, you can go online, fill out the form for wholesale pricing for comic shops. That's 50% off, folks. 50% off. Don't miss out on it. Orders that are over $200 get free shipping on domestic orders. So yeah, go check it out if you have a comic shop. It's a deal you can't pass up. And they also have a Discord. So go check out the Discord, sign up. It's free. Put up the QR code if you want to go sign up for that. So yeah, creators like some creators are more active than others. You got a bunch of readers on there, fans of comics. You got all kinds of categories.
Creators that aren't Power Pulp too. We got like Josh Mikas and Elliot Wright, a couple other guys we've had on the show that are in there too. So yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah, it got categories of like what you're reading, process stuff, what people use to create their comics, like what materials, what pens, and all that. So there's all kinds of stuff in there to check out. Yeah, so there's that. We have our buddy Rot Steak. Everything is Super Book 2's out. You can go check that out on his online shop at Papercut Cove. He also has merch and other things on his site, so you can go check that out. That's available now as we speak. So go check out for book 2 of Everything is Super. Lloyd's Day Out is the title. So
and he'll be on us on Friday.
Yeah, that'll be our Friday the 13th. That episode's coming up on Friday. Our buddy Nick Klee has his Kickstarter running till the end of the month. Life of Necropolis, really cool book. Ends on the 31st, I believe. So he started on the 1st and it ends on the 30th or 31st, something like that. So go check that out. We have also some friends just came on the show for Angriest Warrior. Their Kickstarter is presently running, so go check that out. That's a super fun book. Erwin Papa and Warwick Walker, they also collaborated on Vile, which is another great book, so go check that out. I guess that's it for our promo stuff. We got some other business we're going to take care of tonight. We got the giveaway for our last Power Hour episode, which will be the 2 volumes of Tales to Enlighten. So we're going to spin that wheel and pick a winner. So
you got that ready.
You got that ready? Let's do it.
All right.
Let the folks know who won the phone book. Those 2 volumes together is pretty much as thick as a phone book.
So, New York phone book. New York City phone book.
Yeah.
Oh, Hero Hotel.
Canadian boy from West Island. Pretty active in the Discord chats as well, so that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a fan, and yeah, it's a great home those books are going to be going to. So rad for Hero Hotel Comics.
Yeah, so he'll be happy. We'll drop it on the Discord there. We'll let him know.
And we're also going to be doing a giveaway here. So anybody in the chats that wants to get a copy of STARWOLF as soon as it hits the Power Pulp store, Power Pulp in them chats, baby. Come on, let's see them.
Yeah, chats.
I mean,
We'll explain how we do it again. Anyone who drops Power Pulp in the chats get 2 entries. And if you catch the episode on the replay, just drop them in the episode comments down below on YouTube and you'll get 1 entry. So, yeah.
and we might leave this one open for a little longer because it's going to be a bit of a wait. So, yeah.
Because the pre-launch for the Kickstarter for STARWOLF, which is the book we're going to be talking about tonight, is the pre-launch page is up now, so you can sign up for it to get notified when it launches, and that'll be launching shortly before the end of the month. Yeah, this book here, this bad boy. Look at that. That's a wraparound cover, right, boys?
That's right.
Sure.
Our hero and our villain of this cosmic action heavy metal masterpiece, man. And the art is so good. I got to ask this right off the bat because I love how you use a certain type of noise distortion to make the comic, when you got it up to your face, literally look like you're watching like a 16 millimeter or a Super 8 film. You know what I mean? And I was just wondering, how did you accomplish that kind of static fleck in your art? It's just so gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Yeah, texture is so important to me, especially in comics. And I feel like that is something that had gone away for the last 2 decades, but it's starting to come back a little bit. And it's almost like a certain kind of fetish where I want my comics to have that quality to it. And it's kind of a process. So I'll throw a layer of like textured paper underneath there. And then I also literally turn the noise of the colors up to like 20%. And then I'll throw some light texture on there too, where it's just white flecks on there, and I'll make that kind of dim, and so you see a little bit of light coming through the page there, and it hopefully gives the effect like it is an older printing, and it just it's aged, but it's still quality.
Yeah, and when we were off air, you kind of talked about your coloring, because this book, it looks so bright and vibrant, but you've actually kind of used muted colors, but it still accomplishes that almost neon-like effect. And how did you kind of figure out that kind of coloring? Just wondering.
It's very intuitive. So, and I didn't realize how maybe like the colors, I'm happy that they do come across as vibrant, but again, hopefully they come across as like a vintage vibrant, because if you compare it to the color of the cover is like, that's modern day, like really vibrant colors. But yeah, it's just an intuitive process. You guys had Nick Klee on here, and I noticed he was talking about kind of his color process, and he's inspired by Philippe Drouillet, and how he doesn't really provide an actual color to any character or moment, but it's just more of like the environment or the mood that's affecting the color. And I feel like I kind of approached it in the same way, where you can kind of tell what colors things are, but also at the same time, it's constantly changing based off of maybe the psychology or the energy of the moment.
Yeah, and the energy of the moment's all right. It's just so rad in this book. Like, I'm not sure what I can show, but this one's been around a little bit, and just look at that motion. But like you said, the limited color palette, it just gives you that great vintage feeling. While I mean, like, it does, I don't know, have a little bit of a updated look to it, just a touch, a little kind of tattoo graffiti influence that wasn't actually there in the 70s. You know what I mean? But it looks like it should have been. It looks like it's always been there.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Kirby in the 70s had that going for him. It may not have been this exact look, but he definitely, maybe he more inspired graffiti than was inspired by graffiti, but I think it was there.
Definitely, yeah.
All right.
Damn. The car's so sick. Like,
yeah, the car's awesome.
What was
Space Rod?
Did John like help you design that, or was that like a?
No, that's all him. Like I had just described, like, well, she's got a spaceship, and then he's like, well, I got here's some design ideas. Like, see if you like this direction, and like, you know, that car was right there, and I was like, whoa, I was like, yeah, Yeah, that's cool. That's way better than like just some generic spaceship or something like that.
It definitely gives me like Lobo vibes. Like not so much the character, like the way she acts and everything, but just the aesthetic with the muscle car, like this space muscle car, and how she's like pretty badass, and it just like that space character. I don't know. It just gave off a little bit of the Lobo vibes for me because I love that character. So when I saw she had like this kick-ass space vehicle to go with her and stuff, I was like, yeah, you got that cosmic badass like.
Yeah, it's perfect with her sort of like Doberman inspired, dog mask, wolf mask. Like it's just it just matches so perfectly. And it goes great with just sort of the aesthetic of the whole book, and the villain in it, Kiltar is this badass biker thug, mercenary guy. Yeah.
And yeah, Matt King's absolutely right in the chats. I didn't let you guys introduce yourself. I just got so excited to talk to Ethan about his art. But why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves about like 15 minutes into the show?
Yeah, well, I'm John Coates. I'm the writer of STARWOLF, and I write other comics. There you go. Ninja 4, Family Fun, Emerald Emu. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and Dino Beast. And now STARWOLF coming soon.
Yes.
I'm EHEX, and this is my first full-length issue comic. And so keep your eyes out for the Kickstarter. Help us print it out.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is coming soon. Like we said, the pre-launch is open, so you can sign up to get notified. It's the QR code's up in the corner. Up in the left-hand corner, you could just scan that to go sign up for the pre-launch page to get notified when it launches. And like we're talking earlier, that should launch before the end of the month, within the coming week or so. So people should keep their eyes out for it because they don't want to miss this book. You guys sent us copies so we could read it ahead of time for this interview, and I gotta say, I loved it. I mean, this book just launched into the top tier of all the Power Pulp titles on out of all the books, and there's some great books on Power Pulp. I gotta say, like,
great looking book too. Yeah,
one of my favorites. Like, I just read it and I just loved it. Like the art, the story was fun. Like we're showing a space hot rod, her outfit, a villain that kills people by playing his guitar. I mean, it's just fun. And I love like a really fun comic, and this one has it in spades. And like Johnny, I just want to touch back on something Johnny showed, like this pic here. I think if you're not familiar with EHEX's work, this definitely, I think, sums up your work.
Great. Yeah, pretty much.
Shortening, the gestural motion, the extreme poses, the extreme shortening. I mean, I think this sums up your art perfectly right here, this one splash page, and it's beautiful. And the whole book's like this. There's a lot of action like that with some extreme poses and stuff. So if you like action in your comics, this one has it in spades. So yeah, man, I can't wait for people to read this because I think they're going to be blown away. It's fantastic work by both of you. And I mean, I've read a few of John's books now, and man, I mean, there ain't a stinker in the gang. You know what I mean? It's all good stuff. So
well, thank you, sir. That's very nice of you to say. You know, it's always weird making comics and stuff. You know, you spend so much time in your own head, and when you're working on something, and then you think to yourself, I think this is pretty good. I enjoy it, and then you never know until you put it in front of someone else's eyes, and so it's great to hear.
I have this issue. I get very overcritical of my own work, and especially if I'm working by myself, I find it so hard to put stuff out there because the very next day I'll be like, I don't know, I don't like this anymore. But the really cool thing about working with John is I got to read his script and I was like, this is awesome, and I know it's awesome, and I don't have to criticize it because I didn't put it out there. That's his work, and I can just appreciate it the way that I enjoy it, and then I just get the cool job of drawing it.
So yeah, I mean, the thing I really like about the writing in this is it is going to be like a number one, but it literally feels like you found like a number 8 of like some comic book from the the 70s, and like got into it, you know what I mean? And like you're halfway through like the story probably, but you get this one part of it. And I love that when people do those kind of like just offshoot, like seem like a single issue of an original comic. It's just really fun storytelling, and especially with the style, you know what I mean? Like this looks like something that would have maybe ran in heavy metal, definitely, you know what I mean? Like would have been at least like an epic comic or an Eclipse comic, you know what I mean? One of those like really radical 80s yeah, it's Epic that was Marvel, right? And
Yeah.
Eclipse was the kind of more Vertigo-ish one. Yeah, okay, so yeah, more like an Eclipse comic, I should say. Like,
I'm gonna double down on what Johnny's saying there. It has a lot of action, so there's not a lot. There's exposition, but it's not exposition heavy. Like you put a lot in there, you know what's going on. You do a lot of it visually because she has some flashbacks to put like why she's doing this into context, but you're not bogged down by a lot of exposition. It flows well, and I think you did a fantastic job of giving us some backstory without bogging us down too much with too much exposition or anything like that. Like it's really well done. Like for a first issue, I mean, the reader feels like a world that's developed. You don't feel lost. You get to know the character. I mean, it's well grounded, and like kudos on that. Like great job on that.
Yeah, I think the power of comics is that you can show and not have to tell.
Yeah.
Like that's why we like it's a visual medium. So like let the visuals, do the work. And so especially like a first issue, you're already trying to figure a lot out if you're a reader. So I think it's great to just be able to just sort of show it and let them kind of learn as they go. And like, you don't have to spoon feed somebody every detail about someone's past or something, especially not early on. It's like, just focus on the character and what's cool about her and what she's up to in this moment that we're going to spend the time with her when we're reading the issue. And then, you can always do more later.
So I was really happy to hear that it came across as like a heavy metal vibe or an epic vibe, because I feel like when you do open the book, you don't need all that background knowledge. You just visually, I was hoping that you knew exactly what you were getting into, and it sounds like that is the case.
Well, I mean, the book opens on, you have it here, Johnny, right?
yeah, where she's just sitting on the car.
Yeah.
B01. Here we go.
That the book opens on this splash page. I mean, what an opening. Get the car, badass pose sitting on the hood. I mean,
that character
right? What more do you need? Like that's an instance where like, when that page comes into me, like I'm like, whoo, just make sure, just get out of the way, like you don't need words all over that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that sold me right there. Page 1. I was like, sold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Say less. Like you said, hey John, say less.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I mean, like we saw the cover, and me and Joe have been following EHEX's work for a while. So like we had really high hopes for this book, and when we got the PDF, I couldn't wait. I read it before Joe did, and I was just like, fucking awesome, bro. Like, oh my god. Because like, yeah, dude, like it's got like the really cool years of the Silver Surfer. I don't remember the artist's name who did it, like, but the really just clean, really cool looking one. The car has that kind of appeal, and the character design is just so cool. Like with her mask on, and then when she takes her helmet off, she's just as badass looking. And how did that go with the character design? Like how is that with you guys? How did you split the work on that?
That design is all EHEX.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, we. I think I just mentioned like, well, maybe she's got like pointed ears, like to make her like a little bit alien or a little fantasy inspired or something like that. And that's all I said. And then yeah, he came back with some designs and was like, I've got an idea for you. See if you like this.
Yeah, originally it was gonna be like elf inspired ears, kind of more towards the side, and I was like, what if they were Doberman ears?
Yeah, because it's not just aesthetic. Because if you look, she has little ears, right? So it's functional. Those ears are there to protect her actual ears. It's not just aesthetic so that's pretty cool. It goes beyond just the look. It's actually functional. Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit? This is the protagonist of our story.
Yeah. She's a we'll call her like a galactic sort of guardian. And our story focuses on her coming to a planet that's sort of being oppressed by some thugs, especially one main badass, Kiltar. So she's there to sort of try and protect the people and dish out some justice.
All right, now give us a lowdown on Kiltar.
Well, this is our sort of biker mercenary working for sort of a crime boss. And he's got a guitar that the sound will does damage to people, using vibrations to destroy things.
Yeah.
So, John, I don't know if you mind me mentioning the origins to the script, but you'll notice on Kiltar's design, he's got a tuning fork. Well, this was originally a XHWGHx bootleg.
Okay.
And so,
XHWGHx. Yeah, I know that.
And so we kind of reworked it from there. That's why you'll see the tuning fork in the original design here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it got originally you went with the tuning fork, then you switched to a guitar. Why did you switch to the guitar from the tuning fork?
I felt like once we decided that we were going to do our own original thing, it could be anything, and a tuning fork is kind of cheesy, but the guitar it's cool.
Yeah,
it's heavy metal.
Visually, as a kid, who hasn't played the air guitar as a little kid? You're like, rocked out in your room as a kid to some badass song. And this character, funny enough, how I made reference to Lobo, it's almost like she's kicking Lobo's ass in this book.
That's true.
There's some little bit of resemblance to Lobo, but Lobo has that kind of, like you said, like trash metal kind of 70s metal vibe. So it's funny that character is,
Mm-hmm. And I should mention, the book, we didn't really have a title when we first started, and she didn't really have a name associated with her until we got that the wolf design of the head. And then as soon as I saw that, it was like, oh well, yeah, this is definitely STARWOLF. Just was right at the top of the mind right away. It was like, yeah, that is exactly
what very iconic title.
Yeah,
it's good. One word titles are always, STARWOLF, so it's like in space. It echoes like her costume, so it's perfect title for
sounds like a 70s metal band name.
The
STARWOLF back then.
Yeah.
So hey, Saboteur, we got Chip, Mr. Power Pulp himself in the chats. Chip is here. Big Papa, Erwin Papa's in the chats. Mr. Mega Trip's here too. Matt's in the chats. So what's up, guys? Yeah, this book is awesome. I don't know if Matt's read it yet, but it's funny enough because Matt and I were talking about EHEX's work, because you started posting a lot more frequently, and it started popping up on my. And then Matt and I were talking. I was like, I don't know if he does interiors like any comics. I saw you did murals, stuff like that, and I was like, I'd love to see what he could do with interiors on a book. And then, like a month later, a little less than a month later, poop pops up STARWOLF. I was like, whoa, it was just crazy how it just lined up. And then Matt's like, I was like, did you know this was going on? He's like, no, I found out just like almost the same time you did. So it was like a big surprise to a lot of us that were following and stuff. So yeah,
no, it's so funny that you say that, because John must have been thinking the same thing, just a little bit ahead of you guys.
Yeah, well, you're posting a lot of stuff, and you had it's so fun and dynamic, your work, right? It's definitely you see it right away. You're like, oh, it's your work, you got a style of your own. Like, I mean, you could say, like, I mean, I could say it's maybe a little bit pull from some Trad Moore, his newer style, maybe a little bit of Matt Lesniewski, but without the hatching. Right. But like your proportions and stuff are very Matt Lesniewski-ish, you know, like sometimes like, and the poses and stuff. He's a little less dynamic than yours, but I mean, I could see like the body proportions and stuff a little bit. Like those are things you could say you notice.
He reminds me personally of Raphael Grandpa.
Grandpa, yeah.
I got really hard Resmo delivery feelings from Starwolf.
I could see that, yeah. No, I wouldn't say that he was a direct influence, but I see the similarities there. But Trad Moore, I loved Silver Surfer Black so much, and I haven't gotten a chance to read his Doctor Strange yet, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's his. That was his last work for Marvel, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So I pulled some stuff off the internet from. So you guys can get a real feel for EHEX's work. Here's some pages you did for a short X-Men short. So this just gives you an idea of the type of stuff you're going to be seeing, like the style. It's not exactly the same, but you know, it gives you an idea.
Yeah, this is from 7 years ago, so it'll be improved upon.
Yeah, but I mean, just look at this. This is fun.
I love your coloring on this, man. I love limited palette stuff, and especially when you just play with the color of one color, like so good.
Thank you.
This one's fun. Big scene, group scene.
Is that Vin Diesel? It is. I'm partying here with my family.
This one's pretty cool. Like this one. What was this for?
I collaborated with. Shoot, I'm not going to remember his handle. Wow, I'm so sorry if you're watching this, but anyways,
I should have let you know ahead of time, man. You could have looked it up. I put you on the spot like this. Sorry about that.
I'll give him a shout out later. Anyhow, he does these sexy women drawings, and I told him to make me a Frankenstein, a lady Frankenstein. And then I just kind of noodled around him.
Okay. Yeah, is that like Goya inspired, right?
Yeah, it reminds
me of Goya painting, like Cronus.
Yeah,
okay, it wasn't, but I got so many comments on that after the fact, and of course I can totally see it now. But no, it was a lot of my drawings will just start out from random scribbles, and I like to see what comes out, and this is what happened.
So the woman was drawn by the other person, and then you drew the other woman eating the in the middle, so you added to it. Very cool. That's awesome. That's fun collaborations like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was a fun piece.
Yeah, this one's awesome. Your yin yang.
Thank you. Yeah,
love this. Like, look at the colors on this. I mean, it's crazy. This one was fun. This was one of the earlier stuff I saw from you when you were like, this is what I mean. You're very dynamic. The foreshortening. The extreme foreshortenings and stuff. Very cool. Very fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like you can really see the Trad more on that one.
Yeah. Another fun one with all the I don't know if that's steam or mystical beams or
I like to weave just different elements around my images to make everything feel like it's flowing together.
Like some magical energy, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Bill.
You can see the smoke coming off the car there.
I love this one. This one's fun. I just like the way you incorporated the lettering. Like you got the a foot tattoo kind of thing going on there too. And just how you incorporate it around the hilt of the sword and stuff. Fun stuff. Like
definitely.
This one's pretty wild. I love
Galacto Pit Fighter vibes from it a little bit.
Yeah, Galacto. Yeah, a little bit of Kurt. Yeah, the coloring especially is like a Kurt Burdick feel to it for sure. Yeah, really cool. Good stuff.
Thank you.
And you did a little mini comic too. You got inspired to do a comic. You did one for your daughter, so you did a little series, fun stuff you did for your daughter, a little comic for her.
Yeah. She's my first, and I want to do something special for her, and so I thought, I mean, I call it more a picture book than a comic, but I wanted to do like, what if there was like a MF Doom kind of Dr. Seuss type of collaboration.
Yeah. I thought that was cute that you did that for your daughter, so I went and grabbed those. That's a nice story. So that gives people a taste of what they're going to get in STARWOLF style-wise, like visually. I think that's a good little sample for people. Like, I mean, that's why I said this one. Like the colors, the pose, the action. This is all you. This is like, I think, your calling card. This could be your calling card, right? You throw that out there, people know what they're getting.
Also, your cards, man. Like you do the sickest car designs. Like, were you like a car fan as a kid or something? Because I really like the long, exaggerated look. Kind of reminds me of one of my favorite animes, Redline. Kind of with the ridiculously stretched out cars. Such a cool look. Like I was just wondering, like, was that a big thing you were into?
Not necessarily. So I love car art, kind of, but not as much cars. When I went to the Kubert school, there's this instructor there, Bob Harden, and he draws the coolest car art, and that really inspired me. And I just I like the idea that you can mess around with cars, like you can mess around with anatomy. You can stretch them out or shorten them up or make them do whatever they need to do to look like they're in action.
Oh, you went to the Kubert school?
Well, for 1 year, I was a
1 year.
Yeah.
You know, we had another guy on, Josh Mikas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're there around the same time as him, but he went there too. So, yeah.
No, I didn't run into him.
No, I don't know if you're the same age, you guys, or not. I don't know. So I was just curious if maybe, yeah. John, I have a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do these two books take place in the same universe?
Oh boy, that's an excellent question that I don't think I should reveal at this time, but maybe.
So that means yes. If you're not revealing it, that's an affirmative for me. So.
Are you trying to ask if there's a future Emerald Emu STARWOLF crossover?
That'd be a great team up. All I'm saying, it would be an awesome team up.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. You know, we'll leave everything on the table.
Yeah.
The formatting for this comic, what's it going to be? I was thinking about that the other day and almost forgot that question. Is it going to be like a normal comic, or are you guys?
It'll be magazine size.
Okay, cool.
So 8.5 by 11. You know, just like just like family fun, and I think almost everything I've worked on, we always go magazine size because I love art, and so like I'm always up for like having art just be bigger. And then, you know, when you just the economics of printing, it's basically the same cost to print like a traditional comic size or a magazine size.
Yeah. No, what would be cool? I mean, it'd be a fucking headache for the artists, but you know how you did this here? I know you're going to be like, God, no. You're going to be like, shut up now. Don't even think it. How you collaborated here, I think your style and Brian McRae's style would go well together. So he draws Emu, you draw STARWOLF, and like you trade pages, you know, and you do a book. That would be a nightmare, I know, but man, would it be fucking cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about for him. I would love that, but it's I do feel like when I do collaborations with people, sometimes my art just takes over.
I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but it would be pretty cool.
I really like that Wolverine book with Kent Williams and John J. Muth.
Oh yeah, Havoc Meltdown, the one with him.
Yeah.
Or the Megaton Man Savage Dragon.
Yes.
Crossover, right? Where all of a sudden you get Don Simpson's just insane Megaton Man proportions dropped in there, you know, because he's doing his guy.
I mean, I'd pay good money for that.
You know, you don't see that you don't really see that in independent comics, and it surprises me because I know it would be a lot of work, but when everybody owns their own stuff, like I think there's the opportunity to see those kind of interesting one-off collaborations, characters showing up in someone else's thing. You know,
it's not only a character crossover, it's a creator crossover.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And
did Cerebus artist, did he draw it in that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle number 9, I believe?
8. I think it's 8. Yeah, he did well? Yeah, he did all the images of Cerebus in it.
Yeah.
And then the rest was Eastman and Laird. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so I mean, and it's cool. It's cool when you see stuff like that. It's interesting. It's different. Like I said,
it's fun.
You know what? It might be easier now in the digital age. You don't have to mail the physical pages over to someone to do it. You could just send the files. So it might be an easier process today than imagine back then. You'd almost have to take a trip and just go hang out in a studio together for like a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just to be able to like, oh, this page, and just you know, throwing pages at each other and stuff. I could just imagine how much of a headache it must have been back then to do it, but it must have been thrilling as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Josh is in the house.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Fellow Cubert school
alumni.
Yeah, he graduated, so yeah, he had some interesting stories about the.
We had another buddy, but he just did the videotape course. What's his name? Kavi, the guy that did Bandit. Like he did
okay.
But like he had the videos. He did the home school thing. So
it's been around for quite a few years. So
I don't think they do the videos anymore, though, right? They
don't do what?
The video school anymore? Like
that I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm hoping for a crossover for a Bam and EHEX, Bam EHEX crossover. Yeah.
Or more STARWOLF. Do you guys have any plans of like returning to the character soon? Or
well, that's another great question. Well, right now we're just trying to see how the first one does, see if people enjoy it, you know, see if it gets out there.
I mean,
it was, you know, crazy fun to work on. So the possibility is always there.
Yes, and at this moment, I'm focusing hard to get us ready for our Kickstarter.
Yeah, you got to get that the last couple things banged out so you can launch that Kickstarter in the next couple weeks. Yeah. So just to remind people, up in the corner we have a little QR code that we just figured out how to use recently. Up in the left hand corner. If you scan that or whatever you do with your phone there, picture scan or whatever you call it, it'll bring you over to the pre-launch page where you can sign up to get notified as soon as this bad boy launches. So yeah, so you better sign up. You don't want to miss out. This book is a lot of fun. Like Johnny said, what'd you say, Johnny? It has big time 70s power metal or whatever vibes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, like OG heavy metal, which is called power metal nowadays when new bands do it. So like it's just kind of a rhetorical, like, or I guess not rhetorical, but statement.
Like what I asked you, what kind of genre would you say this is? And then you came up with pulp, sci-fi, fantasy is what you told me.
Yeah, that's like just a general term for it. Like there's definitely like heavy metal in there, and like it's just it's a good crunch up of genres, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like it just works. It flows so beautifully as a comic book. That like the way the story's told, I think that the audience at home is really going to enjoy. We kind of covered that earlier in the show, but it really does just give this book just this great pace, you know what I mean? And you are just like, what was your one complaint, Joe? It's only 24 fucking pages.
Well, I got one bone to pick. It's only 24 fucking pages. I want more now. I have one major complaint. Yeah, and it's
That's
that.
a good complaint to have.
Yeah. But they're
Give me
24
more.
great pages, though, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
awesome.
are.
You know,
That's
no
it.
filler.
It made me angry once I was done. I was like, I need more. It can't be done now. We'll show one more splash page just to give people a taste, like this one. It gives
Yeah.
you a good shot of the colors too you use and the action, and yeah, that's a great one too.
Yeah, that you should sell that as a print. You know what I mean? Like on the Kickstarter, I would give you $5, you know, for that to hang on my wall. You know, like that's killer.
Interesting. Hey, John, maybe we should do a poster.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good idea.
If people do fan art, are you gonna put some fan art in the book if there's time, or maybe for issue 2? Have you
You know,
put any thought into that?
I've only ever had like one person ever do really like fan art for a book I did
Okay.
that I can really think of. And it was like someone's kid. It was, like did this Dino Beast drawing,
Cool. Okay.
which is amazing.
But you got to put the call out. So put the call out. We're putting the call out now.
Yeah, let's see your Star Wolf fan art, people.
Yeah. Star Wolf fan art, people. Get it out there. Give us like here. This is. You can find this on there if you follow them on Instagram or on socials. They have all these pics, so you can go find pics of these characters. The car. I mean, if you want to do a Star Wolf with her car. I mean, wow. I mean,
I'm surprised there's not like her laying on her hood kind of provocatively. Like that was like
right here.
What do you think the cover is?
Oh yeah,
right there, yo.
Yeah, my bad.
That's. I mean.
No, for the cover especially, I wanted to hit that like exploitation kind of feeling to it, which I guess is the same time as the like 70s heavy metal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if her car was a person, is it a guy, a girl? Is it a he, a she? Like, what does the car have a name?
Ooh.
Oh man,
not
give the car a
stated.
name?
Yeah, it's not stated in the book if it has a name.
Yeah, I didn't see, and I don't know if because in the book I don't want to give too much away, but there's a lot of music. It's very music inspired, this book. Like a lot of its acts, like the villain uses music. She kind of speaks in a singing voice. So it's very cool. Like I love that aspect of the book. Like it's very like, so it almost seemed only natural that Kiltar ends up with the guitar, you know, and all that. So I mean, it's fun. If you're into music, you'll love this book because it definitely, you know, is accented towards that a lot. So that's a lot of fun with, you know.
Yeah, sort of music and the idea of just different sounds, and what that can mean for different people, is sort of built into the story here. Yeah.
And I mean, a monster muscle car. I mean, great. That's a great, like, there's two things that I love in a comic is like when someone has like an animal sidekick type thing. I'm a sucker for that, or like a cool like a vehicle that's almost alive, or like a gun that's alive, or you know that they can talk to and interact with. That's always fun. And this book has that because there's a scene in it where she communicates with her car, and it's a fun scene, right? We won't show any of it because that's really cool how it. Well, if you watch the intro again, I think I might have put it up in the intro, but only for like 0.01 seconds. So you'd have to almost pause it to be able to see it. But
well, I mean, that was a great moment of like collaboration between us, because EHEX had that idea when that happens, and he's like, hey, I tried this thing out, like tell me if you like this, you know, but if not, we can like change it. And I was like, oh, okay, what? And then I like look at it, I was like, oh yeah, that's terrific. That's a great idea. And I love that when, you know, working on a book with somebody, like I tell them, whoever I'm working with, whatever I wrote down, you know, feel free to change it, put your own ideas in. Like, none of this is set in stone. You know, we can just riff and add or subtract or, you know, whatever you feel too, because you're creating this with me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were
very
so
military-like.
perfect to collaborate with, because everything that I did, you know, you were cheering me along the side, and that makes me feel good and confident about what I'm doing. And especially that piece right there, it was kind of a bold move, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like this.
Yeah, but you know, it's a fun moment, and then like everything can't always be like super serious, or like you can't take, like, she's a badass character, but you always can't just like be so serious that they're so bad and tough. You know, it can bog you down.
But I like it too, because it brings the car back in to the story.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really fun. You're like, it's such, because it's visually such a great aspect of the character that to not like have her fight and kind of forget about it would be a criminal. So it's fantastic that you guys put that in to bring the car back into the mix, and because it's such a great visual element to the character. So yeah, love
I feel
that.
like comics also, you're able to get away with a lot more. It exists in a different world where you can defy physics and you don't even have to question it, in a way where if you saw this in a movie, you'd be like, oh.
I really enjoy your writing of action scenes though, John. Like I think this and Emerald Emu have probably two of my favorite fight scenes I've read in like kind of a superhero type comic in a while. Like when she is fighting with the giraffe, that's also clever, and so is you know, the kind of the big action scene in STARWOLF, and I just appreciate it, man. Like where do you kind of like get your direction for your action from? Like,
oh yeah, well, you know, I grew up heavy on, you know, like Van Damme movies, and that kind of choreography, I guess, you know, for fights and things like that. And you know, through comics, like I always go back to, like, I think of some of the like really great wordless fight scenes from like Paul Smith's X-Men era, you know, where he's got, especially like where there's like Wolverine fighting the Silver Samurai, and there's like no words, and it's just sort of blow by blow, and you really see everything that's going on. And yeah, I don't know, it's just like, it's so crystal clear and perfect. And sort of that's always kind of in my mind anytime I'm thinking about like action. Oh yeah, there you go.
yeah, I just love the her using her head. You know, like it's such a fun comic, and you brought there's that same kind of energy in the fight in STARWOLF. A little more I don't know, maybe fantastical and brutal, because like STARWOLF's playing for keeps, you know, but like
right, yeah, it's a little more dire of a situation.
Yeah. And EHEX, did you have fun drawing John's action, or what all did you throw in? Just wondering.
So much fun. John's script was really cool. It sold me from the beginning, and I guess he's very good at being precise with everything that he's scripting out for me. So it's like you almost write like an attorney. Like everything is right where I need it to be, but it's as concise as possible, so it's not too wordy. And but all the action is there, and then he lets me just envision it however I want to. But it was it was so much fun to draw the action in here.
Yeah, man, concise is key when you're writing, I think.
We can't show off the good stuff that we're talking about, the fight scene actually, but like the pages, they're just put together so great. Like was that all designed by you, EHEX? Because you play with in the gutters so much in this book, and it just looks so cool. I love when you break the walls down of a comic book and like literally have the characters appendages coming out of the panel and stuff. Like, is that all designed by you, or was that kind of a planned thing?
Yeah, it's I'm glad it wasn't too much, and I really like 90s comics, and not for the storytelling so much, but just kind of the maybe effects and figure drawing, and type of stuff that they do. And I think one of the image guys talked about, you figure out what's the maybe most interesting panel on the page, and you really do that up. And so I tried to put, for each page, give a center stage to maybe the most significant action in there that I like. But yeah, I don't know. I like interesting layouts. So I think design is so important to a comic. It can make or break it. If you are good at drawing but poor at design, I don't know. I might not want to read the book.
Yeah, I think it was Todd McFarlane who said, pick one panel and just make that one panel. You got to have it one panel per page, and the rest you can, make it loose or don't put as much detail. But he's like, if you leave the reader with at least one panel per page that just blows their socks off, then they'll forget about every other panel on the page if there's less detail and stuff. So
yeah, that was the thing. And you can totally see that in Todd's work. And I don't believe that as much, because I do feel like that's a little bit lazy in the storytelling, but I try to tiptoe in that direction anyhow.
Yeah. I want to give people a little taste too, because John has quite a few titles under his belt on Power Pulp. So I just want to go through them. So if people want to get a taste, like if you're not familiar with John's work, he's got quite a few titles up on Power Pulp. He collaborates quite often with his brother. So here's one, Family Fun. You worked on this with your brother James. This is one of my favorite books on Power Pulp. I love James's take, his visual take on Stardust. I mean, it's incredible. I mean,
yeah, it's insane.
It is. That's a perfect way to put it. It is insane.
I just picked this up. It's amazing.
It is amazing. Like, people need, go pick that book up off Power Pulp. This is Johnny and I. This is one of our favorites. The unofficial sequel to the Ninja movies. This is a fantastic book. Once again, this is a collaboration with James. Fun stuff. We already talked about this one a little bit, the Emerald Emu, which is a super fun book. It's in tabloid format, newspaper format. This one you did with Brian McCrae.
Yeah.
Great book, which future crossover with STARWOLF.
Emu number 2 coming soon.
Coming soon. How are you guys releasing that? Straight on Power Pulp, or are you doing a Kickstarter?
I think we're going to kickstart it, because we're going to reprint issue 1 sort of in sort of like a magazine format, or like a smaller format, along with a smaller format of 2. Yeah. Plus we got all kinds of extras and goodies lined up for that. Yeah.
Very cool. This is more of a poster book, the Ninja book.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
tabloid again. Like,
it's a little bigger, right, than the emu?
No, I think it's the same size, sort of tabloid newspaper size. Yeah.
More or less a poster book. People can just get it and hang all the pages up on their walls. Then you got the Dino Beasts. This is like your longest running title that you got going with your brother.
Yeah.
You got 3 or 4 full issues. 3
right now. Yeah.
3, and they're all like about what, 90 pages about each. So
yeah, sort of between 80 to like 112 pages.
Yeah. So it's 3 issues like that. So you got a lot of story going on here. This is your longest running story arc, is the Dino Beast. So you could really get a feel for talking about love for 90 comics. Here's
I got to get this still. Like, I want this hella bad, dude. But like, I got to get my next order.
There's only a few left.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's going fast, and it's never going to get reprinted. But it comes with trading cards and everything.
Okay, I got to get on that.
Cool. Galaxy Gods, I think you just did editing for your brother on this one, right?
Yeah. I just helped him out with some story stuff. I've got a little mini backup that I wrote for him in issue 3 that he's sort of is working on right now. But yeah, that's all James.
So you got your fingerprints on that one a little bit as well. There you go. So those are pretty much most I don't think I forgot any in there, right? I think that's all your offerings on Power Pulp.
Yes.
With more to come, like you said, Emo 2. You'll have STARWOLF coming as well.
That's
great title to add to your.
And a Family Fun issue too. Matt King told us about that you guys, but it's going to be not about Stardust. You guys are doing a different character for this one, right?
Yes. Our next Family Fun comics will be featuring Edgar the Elephant.
Yeah.
Nice. Right on. Is he going to kill hippos too?
TBD.
He is armed with a gun though, so
Yeah.
he looks pretty stressed out. He's ready to crack.
Mm-hmm.
You can see sample pages if you go follow James on his Patreon.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked John's work out, definitely go like get all of that. Him and his brother James, they're kind of one of the best brother acts going in comics right now. Like they're going to be up there with the Hernandezes. You want to keep your eyes on these guys, man. And you know, Power Pulp, I true cult when it comes to that. You know, true believer. And I think you guys are also, you know, showing the future of comic books. So like always, man, I salute the hell out of what you're doing and everything that you do.
Oh man, thank you. And you know, for those of you who are going to be interested here in our STARWOLF Kickstarter, we will have some interesting extras on there, some original nice little ink drawings, some larger ones. We will have a poster, and we'll even be putting up there like the original painted poster artwork for sale on there. And I'm going to offer some little writers workshops as well, some one-on-one
Cool.
you know, yeah, writer stuff.
You sent us this as poster. Is this going to be the poster that's going to be offered on the Kickstarter, or
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
just labeled that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I actually I got it on my desk here if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
man.
Oh man. Oh yeah. And that,
So that's what you got. That's what you're working on to finish for the Kickstarter.
That one's finished. I'm just trying to get a couple more drawings out there, just because we're gonna have a couple of larger drawings at a higher price, and then we want to actually put the pictures up there so you can see them and pick which one. I got another one here. So this is an example, one of the larger drawings that you guys can get.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Look at that. Fucking Wolverine pose on that from a worm's eye view. Nice. I love
it in black and white, dude. Like, are you gonna offer it in just black and white, or are you gonna color that?
Yeah, that one's just gonna be an ink drawing there.
Yeah.
Cool. It looks so good like that. So right on.
Thank you.
Love the angles you use when you draw. Just
Yeah.
With the foreshortening, it's just fun stuff. Good
Horror
stuff.
movie angles, yeah, kind of. You know, like from the feet up, and you know, from the waist up, kind of like more. I guess in film they call it using thirds. I'm not sure if they use that in art as well. But yeah, the way you kind of frame the characters in the shot.
Yeah, I try to do whatever's gonna look most interesting to me.
I mean, that's what drew me to your work, is that sort of the like distortion and elongation of like figures. From seeing like a mural you did that was like basketball players, Michael Jordan and stuff like that, in a gymnasium, and I was just like so blown away. And that's when I reached out. I was like, "Hey, you ever do any comics?"
Yeah, I was wondering what it was that you might have saw on my Instagram that you thought, okay, let's do some comics.
Yeah, it was that. Like I didn't see John Stockton in the mural. That he was my boy growing up, but I'll forgive that, you know, because Jordan's awesome.
There was only so much room.
Yeah, that's all right.
But that's it. Like if you guys aren't following EHEX on Instagram or Threads, go follow now. Like I showed you a bunch of his stuff, and he has some process stuff too, where you're painting live and you do the process of that. So it's good stuff. So people should go follow you. You're fun. It's a fun account. Like I mean, John discovered you probably, like you said, through that. He saw one of your posts and just fell in love with your work. And I mean, people would have to be dumb to not love your work. I mean, it's just so visually stimulating, right? I mean,
I told Joe you're going to be stealing all of Alexis Zurd's jobs from now on, man. Pretty much.
I hope I don't steal it from him, because I'm one of his biggest fans. So want him to keep making work. But yeah, that's high praise. Thank you.
Yeah, your sense of movement's just great. I mean, we've touched on that several times tonight, but like it's just so fluid. But like, yeah, you're not worried about exaggerating your characters. You know what I mean? To show that movement. it's just glorious. You know what I mean? It really makes for just a good looking, fun comic. Like I don't mind if the art is kind of stiff in fights. You know, they're really hard to draw. But like, man, when somebody just knows how to nail it, it's glorious. You know what I mean? So, and you kind of
some of my favorite artists are artists that will do that. Like you mentioned, Chad Moore or Kyle Baker, or some of those kind of guys that I feel like if you can do that in your book, that really draws me in. So I try to do that myself.
Yeah, movement is very, very important, especially like in an action comic. And I think because of mainstream comics, people got really used to stiff looking fights. And like when guys like the first ones I really saw were like what's his name? Ryan or Dave, this guy from Spain that did Ether with Dave Rubin.
Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben was one of the first guys I saw really break in over here with that kind of art, and I was just like so excited to see it. You know what I mean? I guess Paul Pope always kind of did it too, but like he did covers, but he never got mainstream. You know? But
I think it's gone through stages because what Jack Kirby was Marvel's house style for the longest time, and he's got so much energy to his work. And then even like in the 90s, you had so much energy to all the fights and figures and everything, and maybe like in the last 2 decades, things have become very academic, I think.
Yeah, like that's one complaint I have sometimes. I'm like,
the dynamic coloring, like
if I wanted photorealist, I'd just go take a picture myself, right? Like, or watch a movie, or you know, comics are about, like you said, exaggeration, like making the band in foreshortening in a way that's you could never capture with a camera, right? And that's the beauty of comics, is just really like stylizing it to the point of, you know, like just creating something so visually interesting that you can't help but look at the page and it grabs your attention, right? So and you there's a lot of that in your work.
Thank you. Yeah, I try my best. I definitely think when there are artists who I will follow, like David Aja, for instance. I think his cartooning is fantastic. It's very photorealistic, which is weird to say because it doesn't look anything like photographs color wise or whatever. But it's like, I'm sure he probably takes a bunch of photographs and then kind of plays it by the book. But it's his the way that he designs everything that I think is brilliant. So there's areas for that in comics. But like I said, the comics that I love the most, like I fell in love with Frank Miller, and a lot of people don't like his drawing style, but I think it just gets better and better with age. He's a brilliant cartoonist.
I like David Oshaw too. He's got a really wide spectrum, and like he can do kind of realistic, like he did in Seeds. But like then, like when he did like Hawkeye and Iron Fist around right before Marvel Now, like it was really loose, kind of almost I don't know, like rotoscoped looking, maybe kind of Ralph Bakshi-ish looking. So he can switch up pretty well. Like
that's true. Yeah, Iron Fist was that was quite different.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I'm really pulling for you. I think you got a bright future ahead of you. I think both you guys do. You know, I love the Power Pulp, and just excited for like anything John's putting out. Like I said, like everything like he's done with his brother, just so exceptional. You know, like they're the new Hernandez is kind of, in my opinion. So.
Well, thanks. Well, I'm super excited about just getting STARWOLF like in hand, you know, on a printed page, because everything just like, you know, it's great to see stuff on a, you know, screen, you know, or as you're working on stuff, but like once you get it printed and then you get to hold it, like it really comes alive. And I'm like really excited to see these illustrations printed. It's gonna look good.
Too.
And I'm glad it's going to be an oversized book because, like I said, like there's so many panels that like take up the whole page, or panels that break out of the page and stuff. And yeah, it's going to just look super good printed. I can't wait to check it out too. Yeah, because like it always looks better in print. I don't care what people try to tell me. Like,
unless it's on really high gloss paper, then it's just as good digitally.
Yeah.
Well, John, what was my one request of you for the printing?
Yeah, you're like, don't put it on gloss.
Yes, I like.
And I was like, I'm right there with you. We will not.
I didn't think I could like your work any more than I. But you just one-upped it a little bit right there with the matte.
Well,
paper.
like
That's
I say,
right.
I think comic books are a bit of a fetish, right? They're not just storytelling, but it's this object that you want to collect and hold, and it's
That's
tactile.
on
and-
matte paper. That's why one of the first things when I opened this one, I was like, "Oh yeah, they went with a matte paper." I was like,
Let me
Oh,
smell
yes.
the stink of the ink. Yeah.
"Well, they don't smell
Oh,
as
does
much anymore." But when it was the cheaper newsprint, like the ink really soaked in. Like,
I've gotten a couple Power Pulp books on matte paper that
Yeah.
still got the stink. Yeah, like the Soraya trade paperback has a nice smell to it when you open it up.
And you talk about the textures in Starwolf, and I feel like that's really gonna become
Yes.
more authentic once it gets onto the paper.
on the matte paper, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Can't wait to see what that speckling looks like. You know, your like I talked about earlier, the kind of film grain, you know, that you put into it.
Mhm.
Galaxy Gods has a great smell to it.
Yeah, Galaxy Gods is another one that you just get that wonderful old ink whiff to it.
Yeah, that was actually like offset printed. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
old school way.
the Soraya trade is the same way. Yeah, we found a stateside printer with some pretty good prices on offset printing.
Nice. Yeah, that's not too many people do the offset anymore. Most of it's all digital now. So
Yeah, and you sometimes you have to get the right quantity.
okay.
Sometimes where and that's the same like if you print in China, you know, like they'll be like, unless you're doing 5,000 copies, like we don't want your business.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, you got to find someone where you can do less than that. And, you know, you can always do less than that with like digital printing. And now digital printing is at a level where you can get nice matte paper
Yeah.
and, you know, you can get really nice quality stuff. But offset is like hard to find.
Yeah, it's becoming a more niche way of doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like a lot of things, like you guys found them, so
yeah,
you know, so maybe more people will start going back to it. You know, things always come back, and then they'll get overloaded. They won't be able to. So then someone else will open up another offset. They'll probably have a few growing pains when they first open, and but sometimes, you know, you get that offset where it's offset a little bit, you know, like in old comics, and you just get that one page. And like Johnny was asking me, do you think he uses that RGB filter on, like, because you have a few panels where you do the offset to make it on purpose, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, and that's an old like callback to like printing back in the day when the plates just weren't lined up perfectly. So you got a little bit of that red bleeding out or the yellow off the side.
Yeah, I wanted to reference like 70s comics in a lot of ways, and that certainly was one of them. And I try to use the offset not in a like a fake printing type of way, but more of just to create energy or action to what's happening, but it also gives a nod to the old offset printing
at the same time.
I love the look. I used to do my old thumbnails like that, but GIMP, I just use the RGB filter. So I was like, I asked Joe at first, you think he uses that? And he's just like, no, he's way too classy. And I'm like, yeah.
No, it's not about class. I don't know about it. I literally just duplicate the line art and then colorize it.
Oh, that's what I told Johnny. He probably just duplicates the layers, makes the color, puts a transparency up, and just offsets it manually himself, you know. So
yeah,
because then you can control exactly the colors you use and stuff, whereas the filter, it's technically it's RGB, red, yellow, blue. You can't play like, whereas if you take the line art, you pick the color you want, you offset that, you can pick a specific color that works with the rest of your colors and the layout and stuff. That's like, those filters are great for like Johnny said, when you want to bang something out quick, you apply it, you use the slider to do it more or less. but you have a lot less control with like the fine tuning, right? So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great stuff. I mean, yeah. So well, we've had you on for an hour. It's a power hour, so we've gotten a good hour in. So like before we usually sign off, we usually ask you guys if you have anything you want to plug, any shows, any appearances, anything going on, signings. John, I know you're super busy at Power Pulp as one of the co-founders. I don't know if you have anything you want to announce there. You did mention that Emerald Emu 2 will be coming soon. We already know that we're here talking about STARWOLF. We'll be hitting Kickstarter within the next week or two. Like I said, up in the corner, you have the QR code. You can go to the pre-launch page and sign up to get notified. Yeah. So EHEX, do you have anything in the works that you can announce or that you want to share, or any kind of announcement?
No, but if you like my work, follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm here for STARWOLF, and I am really excited to get this Kickstarter going. So I'm trying to make it happen sooner than later. Your
socials are pretty much just EHEX, like you see here. So just type in EHEX and you'll find your socials if people want to follow you.
Yeah, it's at Hexafin.
Yeah.
So yeah, great follow. So I highly recommend you guys follow EHEX on socials. Some great stuff.
And I'll quickly say in May, the Flop Comics show at the Great Odd Mart in Minneapolis is like a little independent comic show will be going on, and Odd Mart is one of the best indie shops I have ever been to. And so it's terrific. And I'll be up there with my brother, at least on the Saturday when they do their show. It's sort of like late May is the Flop Comics show, but I'll be up there. And the plan is by that point in time, we should have some STARWOLF in hand
nice
to sell in person and stuff in the great city of Minneapolis.
Awesome. You already did a signing at Odd Mart with Chris Anderson, yourself, and your brother were already last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it
from last year? That was just a different sort of a weekend event for just art makers of all kinds up there. Yeah. But this will be a Flop is a indie comics show.
Okay. Gotcha. Nice. Johnny, any last words or anything?
Yeah, I just want to remind people that like we are doing a giveaway for this. Like you will be, you win, you will be getting an issue of STARWOLF when it hits the Power Pulp web store. Which, knowing how I'm not going to speak for these guys, but like it'll be when it comes out, you will get the issue. Let's just say that, and it won't be too long. These guys work well.
From the sounds of it, in the month of May, it'll be up on the shop.
Yeah.
All right. So just to remind people, Friday, we have Captain Rotsteak on Friday. So don't miss that. It's our next episode, Friday the 13th. I mean, I think he's a pretty good guest to have on Friday the 13th, considering the book and the content in it. It's there's some gross stuff in there. And and Sunday, we're coming back with a Sunday spank. We're going to wrap up our East of West read through or whatever recap of the entire East of West stories. So that'll be Sunday at 2 Eastern. We'll be doing East of West on the Sunday spank.
Right.
Yeah. So if that's it, Johnny, you know what time it is. Outro time.